Sanmanani, welcome to Raising Siphosethu. So this was around lunchtime on Friday, and Auntie had just left. Okay, so okay, kade thatha nap, but ke nap yakhona akadlali. She doesn't fall asleep really. It's just her resting on the bed. She was a little bit upset here because Auntie left, and we deal with this every Friday. Auntie Makfanege aye ekhaya because Siphosethu is not happy with not having Auntie around. So it was lunchtime, sadlakelana beef, ne-rice from the night before. Umfudumezo ke nani niyazi. The best meal you can have is umfudumezo. So this is me feeding her in lunch. Siphosethu cannot feed herself. So Siam feed Agila. If you see me tap her on the forehead, this is something that we developed earlier on when she was diagnosed because she was struggling to concentrate when she is eating. So when I tap her on the forehead, this is me reminding her that she is still eating. Okay. Her therapist had advised her to make sure that her meals don't last longer than 30 minutes because she can't concentrate longer than that. But sometimes I will find that even after 10 minutes, she will forget that she is eating. So I developed this thing where when I tap her on the forehead or and under her chin, I'm reminding her that she's eating, then she will open her mouth. The rest of it, it's normal. She will chew and she will swallow. And if she doesn't like the taste of the food, she does what all of the kids do, which is spit it out. Okay. So this is just me feeding her. You have to be very patient with Sipo. Also, the way that I feed her or the way that I interact with her when I feed her is different from the way that Auntie does it because they have to develop their own communication between the two of them. It's also different from the way that her father does it. That's why you will find that when people see me feed her, they will think that they can also do it and they would want to do it, and then it doesn't work. It's because it takes time for her to understand your communication when you are feeding her. So yes, you guys, there are times when she would prefer the other person over the other. So sometimes she prefers her auntie over me, sometimes she prefers her dad over me. So it's just her mods, you guys. It's just her mods. So while we are sitting here and I'm feeding her, I was watching this interview, you guys, on Tasha K's channel. There's this woman that's claiming that her husband gave her HIV after she found out that her husband was living with her father. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. So I was trying to catch up with that interview while I'm feeding Musipo. I think after a while here, her mood came back. Like she was better because obviously initially she wasn't happy because she was still dealing with separation anxiety with auntie going. This is something that we deal with every week, but now we understand it. Eventually, she understands. Auntie has left, but auntie is coming back on Sunday. Okay, it was very difficult in the beginning to understand what was going on because every weekend that auntie wouldn't be around, I would even think that she is sick. So eventually we realized that it's because it's hard for her to separate from the person that she is used to. So every time auntie has to go, we have to explain to her that auntie is leaving. Auntie has to explain to her that she's leaving, but that she's coming back. And she will still get upset that auntie has left, but then after a while, then she gets back to her mode. Okay, it was very hot today. Oh, bekushisa. Lana, so we were just relaxing. I had been working home this day because obviously, since I work in Pietermaritzburg and live in Durban, I have to, when auntie is leaving that day, I have to at least work from home so that I'm able to be there when it's time for her to leave. So I did the same on this day. I was working from home. So while I'm doing all of this, actually, I have my laptop right there so that when calls are coming in on Teams, I can attend to them, and also the emails. When there's urgent stuff that I need to take care of, I can still do that. So as a special needs mom, you guys, any mom, in fact, any mom, you learn to multitask and you learn to be a creative as well, because we can't really afford to quit our jobs now, can we? Okay. We still need the money. So her father was still at work here, and we have a cousin who's Londra. that was visiting with us. It's always great to have someone to help me when I need someone to send someone around and all of that. So Londo was around. Londo is my sister's daughter. I have a little sister that passed away in 2014, but she had left us a gift, and Ulondo is a gift. So you're going to be seeing her on this video because she's hanging out with us since the schools are closed. She lives with my mother, but almost every holiday she comes and stays with me. So that's my other daughter. Basically, it's my other daughter that I didn't give birth to, but she is mine too. So you will see her on these videos helping us out with a Siphosethu. So okay, to be excited, Gelana. When we see her do stuff like that, she's trying to move, almost like she's trying to get out of the chair. It's just her being it's just her being excited, you guys. So yeah, but she ended up finishing her food, which was great because it was a lunch, and then we were just hanging out here in the house. Nakho-ke la eseqedile nokudla, wadla nenyama-ke lana wachaba namathambo. Wachaba namathambo. And yeah, this is Ulondo again that I was talking about, my other baby. And then I decided to go to ice cream. Ngathi abangithengele ice cream laphayana e-tuck shop because it was so hot. I like ice cream. So drinking for support, it depends on the mood to get with this one. Sometimes she drinks she can drink from a cup, but we have to use a straw. And then here she wasn't wanting to drink from the cup, so I ended up using her water bottle. But she was playing with the bottle instead of drinking. Hey, yeah. This one is a challenge, but okay. Eventually, she knows how to suck on the straw, suck on the water bottle. So eventually she will do it. And also it's nice here because she is actually attempting to hold the bottle herself. And sometimes she gets upset that you're holding it for her, but she still does need assistance to do it. But she definitely does attempt to help herself when it comes to drinking from the water bottle. So now we were just hanging out here watching TV, and then I had a live to do, and then Gainzage live while they were hanging out in the dining room. And yeah, on that video, when Sipo is making noise in the background, it's because she was right there next to me while I was doing a live. And then I did some admin on my videos just to, sort out my other channel. And then after that, we were just hanging out. Okay, it's always great to get Sipo off the chair sometimes and put it on the couch. As a mother, sometimes we're just trying to help your child have normal experiences, and like an experience of just being able to sit on the couch without being on the wheelchair all the time. Supposed to enjoys this so much, but sometimes she'll be sleeping off. I think she enjoys just sleeping off the couch, but doesn't understand that sleeping off she can't get back there. So, guys, if your child has a physical disability, you have to be fit, okay? Which I am not because you work very hard. So I have to make sure that I put her back straight. We were trying to find a position here where she is comfortable, and then she would slip off again, and then I would put her back. It was just a thing. You have to be willing to do it. My arms were so tired at this point. One thing that you never lack when it comes to children with special needs is love, you guys. They just give so much. Like if you give them love, they give you love. So hugs and kisses, it's endless. You get it all the time. If you give it to them, they learn that they can give it to you as well. So it's a great thing to do. So Super is always kissing, Super is always hugging, Super is always laughing unless she is upset, of course. So this is just us just hanging out here, watching TV, playing, so she can enjoy the experience of being on the couch. Sometimes I feel like it's not that she forgets, but I don't know if she understands that sometimes when she's sitting like this, sometimes she'll be irritated with me holding her, almost like for her, she doesn't understand that she can't sit by herself. So she'd be irritated that I'm holding her. And yeah, so this is just us playing, laughing on each other, hanging out with cousin. Okay, the cousin was over there reading some newspapers. I don't know what she knows about newspapers, but you'll see her we're busy efunda ama-catalog okudla, like talking about how expensive the food is in the catalog and how expensive the eggs are. Anyway, you guys, finally I did find a comfortable position here with her because I had to find a way to make her sit without me holding her because my arms were so tired, but she was still enjoying being on the couch. So you'll see that right now. Hey, I was trying to make sure here that you don't see the things because the camera was right there. So sahlala-ke sabuka i-TV saxoxa sashisa yilanga. Oh, and i-load shedding ke yaqhamuka nayo, and there was load shedding for like 2 hours. So yeah, that's South Africa for you. I think this was also after 3 o'clock because I had already done the live and I knock off at 3 in the morning. So I was no longer worried about work stuff. Okay. So now there is the cousin there reading the catalog. She was talking about how expensive the food is. She's like, I but this shops is so expensive. It wasn't the price you will. Yes, you guys. So finally, I found a comfortable position for you. I put that pillow under her knees, and she seemed to be more comfortable there. But Siphosethu likes human touch, you guys. So she actually doesn't prefer that position that I put her on, even though it was comfortable for me because it was more like she's sitting on her own. I don't have to hold her when I put pillows around her like that. But she did not like it because obviously she's not having any contact with me because I had pillows on each side, but that was a more comfortable position. So eventually later on, it was time for her to go to the bed for a little while. And I think she spent like an hour in the bed, and then it was time for me to like change her to her pajamas. I cleaned her up and I didn't give her a bath for the evening, you guys. Evening baths for us are optional. We make them optional if I feel like I have enough energy or it's necessary. Maybe I feel like uzingcolisile or something. So a bath a day, definitely it's compulsory, but evening baths, like we don't do 2 baths a day. So the second bath is optional. If we can do it, we do it. If we can't, we can't. This is one of those days where I couldn't, so I just cleaned it up, changed her into her pajamas, and then put her back on her chair because I needed at this time to start preparing for a supper. And I think this is around the time when her dad came home too. So it's always great when dad comes home because then I have help. Okay. I have a teenage son, you guys. You guys know that. But yo, those who are raising teenagers, hey, sometimes you forget to go to the person is in the house. They're sitting by the computer the whole day. So he was also in the house around this time. So dad had come home and decided that he was going to help me feed her. This is a perfect example of how we do feeding differently because it depends on the way that you communicate with Siphosethu. So here, she was having wors and baked beans and bread, I think we were having. And so her father just prefers to feed her with his hands. Okay, so they had a great time there. And then it was time to go to bed. Okay, so it's the end.